Yes, I've been playing soccer for my life.
Yes.
Maybe one day I could be playing in the World Cup.
Nelson Mandela said, "If there's one thing in this planet that has the power to bind people together, it is soccer." The most wonderful thing about soccer is that anybody can play soccer. People in different classes, in different sectors, it doesn't really matter. As long as you can get something that looks like a soccer ball, you can go out and play the game. It's the biggest sport in South Africa and by far the biggest sport in the world.
To have a World Cup played in South Africa meant a tremendous amount to the country and to the continent. I can remember back to 1990 and the World Cup in Italy. I had my face painted, bumming around Europe with a bunch of my buddies in the stands watching the US team play. In '94, I lived the power of what a World Cup can do to a sport.
I've always played soccer my whole life. I think the '94 World Cup was really what opened my eyes. This is the country I was born in, and this is the country I grew up in, and this is really the country I need to support. Once I started going to games, I realized how much I love soccer and how much I love my country.
We come for the love of the game, we come for the love of country.
Us being here at the beginning, we're building the foundation. My roots are Irish.
My culture is Hispanic, but
I'm an American.
This is at a different level than anything I've ever experienced in the sporting world.
It's like the Super Bowl times 10.
I don't care what sport in the U.S. that you try to compare this to, put them in the sports section of a U.S. game and they'll say there's nothing better.
Really support the country they live in and root for them in the World Cup.
You have a heightened sense of emotion and intensity when it comes to soccer fans.
When you're a supporter, it's in your DNA. People who care enough to follow their team around the world.
Everyone's pretty psyched right now on our way to Azteca, getting ready to take the subway and build that atmosphere slowly, and by the time we get in there, you're going to see all these idiots just exploding.
Decent football!
We still have more points than they do. We're still in good shape to qualify.
We'll move on. We'll be in the World Cup.
La política es algo y el fútbol es otro. Lo que nos va a alegrar a nosotros es la victoria mañana contra Estados Unidos.
But I've never actually met traveling U.S. fans.
I followed the U.S. since pretty much the first World Cup they made in 1990, and ever since then I try to go to as many games as I can, and I've been to every single World Cup since '86.
Somebody needs to win. Somebody needs to go to the World Cup.
3-2, like I said to you, didn't I?
That's probably the most amazing soccer experience I ever had.
This isn't the end of qualifying, this is the start of the World Cup.
There's only 32 nations there, and being able to represent yours in the biggest sporting event in the world is phenomenal.
Last game for the World Cup, man. They got to know we're back and then going into South Africa next week. USA! 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 USA!
If you're a supporter, you feel a sense of responsibility. During that 90 minutes of a soccer game, you feel a tremendous amount of responsibility. It's not just, I like this sport, I like this team. It's, I am this sport, I am this team.
I feel proud not just to be representing the team, but representing our country, and I think we see how many people are behind us. Looking forward to the first game in South Africa.
When it's your country, it's just amazing. It's just undescribable, the emotions, the goosebumps.
It's like a drug. You're addicted. You travel to the next game, hoping to get that next adrenaline rush.
Now we're going to South Africa, and it's going to be insane. It's the chance to go to another continent, you know, to mingle with other soccer-crazed fans from around the world.
USA, my friend.
I'm going to South Africa.
South Africa is a miracle in its own way, given the history of our country.
South Africa, for Western powers for hundreds of years, had been simply a field of resources that they needed to tap. The country was colonized, the land was stolen from the indigenous people, working for this colonial system that was extracting the country's wealth, putting it in the hands of a few people, shipping it abroad.
The Zulus were the most successful, fighting with spears and shields. The British had guns.
The Brits are quite happy to allow this kind of white supremacist settlement until gold is discovered in Boer Republic. The Boers are beaten, and the result is a compromise. They create the Union of South Africa, which basically codifies indigenous white power. South Africa is a colony, but it's actually treated as a dominion. In other words, there's a population that's governed by a state that doesn't treat them as citizens.
Black people, they were not treated as equals in any sphere as South Africa's existence.
Growing up in white South Africa in the 1970s, in the Apartheid era, the segregation is absolute. Black South Africans are anonymous to you, and that's exactly as the regime intended it. The apartheid idea is that the city will be a zone of white power in which black people will be present only to the extent that they're needed to service the needs of white people. If they don't have a job, they have to actually leave the city and go off into these rural ghettos.
white South African state was intent on whites playing rugby and cricket and black people playing soccer.
When I was at school, at a whites-only school in the Apartheid system, rugby was the only game on offer. Soccer, it signified political unreliability. People from less privileged backgrounds who play soccer, it's a ghetto game, basically.
And the game also caught on because people could see that this camaraderie that went with it. The black press was reporting it. Black South Africans were excluded from the economic process to own something, and they could own a soccer club.
There was a professional game for whites and there was a professional game for blacks, and they were completely separate. And those white leagues had just basically crumbled. If you were a professional football player, both in terms of the quality of the game that you wanted and the size of the wage you wanted, the only place to be playing was at Kaizer Chiefs, Orlando Pirates, Morocco Swallows, any of the black clubs, because that was where the epicenter of the game was. It had a profound effect on white South Africans. Football was the place where you realized there's something very different going on from what the regime's telling us.
Soccer was the first arena in which black South Africans internationally made claims about South African sport as racist. Political leaders saw football as the sport of the masses, and they made those connections. They got FIFA to ban South Africa. That banning was only lifted in 1992.
This was the new South Africa. This is what it would look like. And it happened at a soccer game. It had nothing to do with negotiations and politics and politicians. This was just the most natural thing. The logic of soccer for all involved was the new South Africa, not the old one.
People sacrificed quite tremendously.
One of the interesting things about Robben Island is the story of the Makana Football Club, a league run by prisoners. Even under these very extreme conditions, we can run a football league.
South Africa became a way of expressing one's own hostility to racism wherever you were.
Dear friends and fellow South Africans, I greet you all in the name of peace, democracy and freedom for all.
It's the end of apartheid, a formal apartheid, legal apartheid. When South Africa was awarded the World Cup, Nelson Mandela saying, "I feel like I'm a boy of 15 again."
Out here. Both black and white people of this country have done something great.
You hear about these things when you see it with your own eyes, national pride being played out.
It's something that we've been waiting for a long time.
To have a World Cup played in South Africa meant a tremendous amount to the country and to the continent, but also to the sport.
Now this is the vuvuzela here. This is the best thing ever made. South African people have big hearts. Ubuntu, the Ubuntu is so strong. We like fun, we like to have a noise. This was made for vuvuzela, for lips. To poop by the lips. You see, because when you're pooping, you're farting. So you must poop. And you make the sound of the vuvuzela. Check here, this is what we call touch. One touch. If you touch a ball twice, then you need to go and fetch the ball. If you get a chicken, then you must mark 2 times. Tomorrow 4 times. And that was a chicken. Now you must mark 2 times and tomorrow 4 times. We like soccer. Good game. Only problem is we're less fortunate. We can't have grass and stuff, you see, but that is how we enjoy ourselves. Keep us out of trouble.
The best way to tell how the energy level was growing day by day in country was how much earlier each day you were awakened by a vuvuzela. 8, 7:30. By match day, 5:30, 6 in the morning. That is what it meant.
Sosoloza has always been sung at soccer games. It was part of fan culture related to a very painful history about coming from afar to come and work in a strange city.
Everywhere you went, it was session.
We're excited right now. The vuvuzela is part of our culture. I know it's a bit loud, but you'll get used to it. We're currently in Newtown. The spirit is here. We're just looking forward to the game.
Right now, to be a South African, it feels great, man. It feels great. We're proud of you, Mandela, man.
I really feel liberated. Yeah, I really feel liberated. We always watch these events on national TV. This time around, the world came to us.
This place is nuts. There's thousands of people here. Everyone's got a flag and vuvuzela. The game starts in an hour and it's chaos.
Light blue sky over Soccer City at the moment in Johannesburg, South Africa. What a great occasion. The announcement was made 6 years ago that South Africa would host this tournament, and now it's all become a reality. So away we go, and what an occasion it is. They play with confidence now. Chabalala forward to a pillar. This looks wonderful from a South African point of view.
Bafana is playing very well. The score is still 0-0.
Marquez in the centre of the park, plays it forward towards Giovanni Dos Santos, cut out though by Renilwele Tsolonyane. Here goes South Africa, breaking quickly, good play, and forward here, lovely ball towards Shabalala. Renilwele Tsolonyane, here goes South Africa, breaking quickly, good play, and forward here, lovely ball towards Shabalala. Shabalala scores!
I feel an entire country at one moment collectively explode.
From a quarter mile away, as if you were seated in the stadium.
One of the most amazing goals I've ever seen in my life.
was his stage.
We should all have hope and believe that the boys will make it. We should only pray for them and, support them, because if they have our support 100%, then they'll be able to overcome in every obstacle that they face. And I support every team here because at the end of the day, we are one. Thank you. I love South Africa.
This is what it's all about. Bringing everybody together into the spirit. Everybody's behind each other. Black, white, red, it does not matter. It's now South Africa as a whole. Everybody's here.
How many zebras is that? 3. To see the support that the U.S. team had thousands and thousands of miles away in this far-off country was really gratifying and wonderful to see.
This is Grant Wall coming to you from Johannesburg, South Africa at the World Cup. Huge, huge game.
And when they pulled that out in England's group when it was the U.S., everybody said, wow, this is it.
The U.S. upset England at the World Cup, one of the greatest upsets in the history of the tournament. From the United States perspective, the fans here have to be tremendously excited getting to play one of the world's top teams, England, in the first game of the World Cup, with millions and millions of fans watching worldwide.
It was the most anticipated game to date in U.S. soccer history. There's no doubt about it.
Yo. I spoke to a buddy of mine, he's out in Rustenburg, and says that there's about 50 million English people out there that will be completely outnumbered. So I'm not worried about that at all.
Everyone's getting ready for the big game. I'm quietly confident myself.
I think we got the South Africans on our side.
I don't think anyone's going to sing anyone out of the stadium, and we're only going to hear vuvuzelas and nothing else. I think singing's going to be a waste of time, but I'll do it anyway. If everyone plays like that, then we can sing people out of the stadium.
Yes!
3 points for the boys! Say 3 points for the boys!
US!
This is probably the biggest anticipation I've had for any World Cup match we've been to. Especially about beating England, that's unlike anything else.
How long is it going to take to get to Rustenburg? So we're heading north now.
Now we heading west?
We're heading west.
We had 80 on my flight, and I'm hearing from everybody who was flying in that there were a bunch of Americans on their flight. This isn't cheap. This isn't cheap for anyone. And if people are making their way out here, it's awesome.
So I had to go from Newark to Tokyo, which took like 13 and a half hours. And then after that, I flew from Tokyo to Bangkok, which was another 7 hours. And then from Bangkok to Joburg is 12 more hours. Finally going to the US game.
10 British soldiers, 10 British
It's an English term, association football, and they shortened it to soccer.
Then the Continental Army shot one down.
They hate the fact that we use the word soccer, but it was their term. They're making a mockery of themselves because they don't even know their own history. It's hilarious to me.
The Continental Army, the Continental Army shot one down.
Heart says we win 2-1. Brain says we tie.
Oh mate, the atmosphere is going to be wicked. It's like there's only 30 of us in the hotel and we've been creating a great atmosphere already. So when we get 6,000 of us in there, it's just going to go up. It's going to go up mad.
You only sing for the camera, sing for the camera.
We beat the English once, we're going to beat them again. It's going to be 27-0 to England.
Come on, England! Come on, England! Come on, England! Cambridge is white!
You're just not important enough.
Normally you guys arrive late, don't you? That's what normally happens.
Just like in 1776, we showed up late, we took over.
Manchester arrived in Rustenburg. Here's my ticket. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be interesting. I think England are going to win. But, you know, it's not going to be a dental contest. If it was a dental contest, it would be USA 11-0. Maybe if David Beckham was playing, it might be, 10-1.
All right, so right now we have the baby big-ass flag, which we towed it all the way here from Kearney, New Jersey. And we're going to try and carry it into the stadium. I think we need it in there. Certainly we're going to try, so we'll give it a shot.
We're one click from the stadium, all hell's about ready to break loose.
It's my first ever World Cup match.
This is the world celebration right here.
Even Beckham lives in the U.S. Even Beckham lives in the U.S.
Cap 46.
England up against USA in a 2010 FIFA World Cup. These two sides have met now 9 times. This is the 10th meeting for these two sides today. Only the second in a World Cup match. The only other one in 1950 where England lost by 1-0 against USA. Yes, Gerrard in area! Gerrard score! England has one in the back of the net, but here they come in USA. Maybe they might have something special here. Dempsey coming through. Dempsey! Shoot into the back of the net! A mistake for the goalkeeper. Manna from heaven. Dempsey, this is his 19th goal in international for USA.
going down 1-0 and to come back, pretty gift of a goal, but whatever, I'll take it.
We played well though, so what else can you say? We got the point.
We had our chances. We didn't quite take them, but we obviously showed them that we can play.
It was great to be there and sing with our boys from all up and down, the East Coast, West Coast, California. We're all there together, singing for our country.
Wethu ngenibingelela ngiyathokoza ukubani ukuthi ngibe nani kule ndawo. Kushuthi igama lami ngu-Remember Ncongo Sibongo. NgumZulu ngokukhulu. Laba fana umthetho khona ngibasuse nje ngibasuqala phansi. Ngenza ukuthi ngibasuse estradeni bangezinto zokudla bangabi nendawo zokwenza ukudla ama-drugs. Kushuthi nje ubona bengaka nje basane about 6 months ngibaqalile ukubasuka.
Ubani onichaza kakhulu? Shabalala.
Isikhathi esiphambili into besingayazi. Kutheke ngilo nyanga basesibona mana sikhombisa kwakhona ukuthi iSouth Africa noko nayo ikhona ebaleni lezo okhomba khona ukuthi nathi siyathuthuka. Ngakho ke nabo ngiyabatshela la. Nawe sikuyona la nabathi sePennyville.
Indoni kama la club yenu?
Pennyville Young Tigers. Pennyville Young Tigers.
Oh, Pennyville Young Tigers.
Yes.
Sure.
Abengakathula abayi kodwa kusakwafika umoya oyi-1 wangitshela ukuthi hayi ma ukuthi uyabona ngiyaqhubeleka futhi khona iziponsors ngase mhlawumbe ngizithole kodwa bengakaphumi ngifuna iziponsors.
I want to play for Bafana Bafana.
Nelson Mandela, part of his life, he actually grew up in Soweto. They moved to Joburg because they wanted to form the movement that's going to protest against the apartheid. We're in Orlando. I suppose this is the area where June 16 happened. And a lot of the black kids fought for their country so that we can get the education on the higher levels.
A huge day for South Africa, especially for the youth of South Africa.
Today, June 16, it has a great significance for the fact that the youth of back then fought for my freedom, for me to just walk around freely around South Africa. It really does mean a lot.
We're supposed to be in uniform because we have to wear our school uniforms to commemorate those guys that have lost their lives for us. But then today, this is our uniform. Okay? Vuvuzela. Where's the vuvuzela? Give me a vuvuzela. There we go.
This is Busiso from around here, Orlando West. Okay. And June 16 means a lot to us because it liberated Afrikaner education to English. That's why you see we're representing uniform today.
Friend, this is us. This is us. This is South Africa. This is us. This is us.
I'd never thought I'd be standing in Soweto now without a bulletproof vest on. You know,
no, that one's from England.
The sun is actually setting now. We're actually looking to get back to a place where we can watch Bafana Bafana in Uruguay tonight.
in April. Forlan! Oh, it's in the net! Uruguay have scored! Diego Forlan! Back towards the halfway line. We're inside the last minute. Long ball towards Suarez. Suarez into the area, a little tap in, it's 3-0! A massively disappointing evening. The final whistle, Uruguay win by 3-0 and move to the top of Group A. South Africa move to the bottom.
Believe Ubuntu, philosophy of Nelson Mandela, that Ubuntu means you are because I am.
Yeah.
You're a human being because I'm a human being. I must give you your chance,
We are one.
We are one, that's what it means.
Yeah, it means we
so
are one.
whether you're from America, whether you're from Europe or Asia, South Africa welcomes everybody.
Once in a lifetime. That's something that people here have never experienced. In that sense, they'll go out of their way to welcome everyone and welcome all the cultures.
This is fantastic, this place here. World Cup is really all about party. You like people, and everybody talks soccer, but more importantly, you meet people from all over the world, and it helps us all get to know each other.
People from all over the world coming together and meeting each other. It's an experience that you really can't match in any other sporting event, the global nature of this.
It wasn't just about the score, it wasn't just about whether we won or lost. It was about the image that we portrayed to the world as Americans. That was a responsibility, and that was an incredible source of pride for me.
Show the world that we've arrived on the world stage.
We haven't won a World Cup game in 8 years. Any win would be amazing. Any win would be great for the USA.
I'll tell you, when I came over here, I didn't think there'd be this many US fans.
American fans are crazier than any other fans, so of course we'll be ready.
We're here 50,000 strong, and I think the real story of US soccer is we're not in our infancy anymore. We're starting to figure it out.
And the more support we have, the more fun the games are, and the better the team plays. It's just it's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
United, all the fans are together, it's a lot stronger.
Our dream is to fill a stadium, all US fans, and have them stand for all 90 minutes. 300, 400, 500 US fans together in Joburg. Power in numbers, that's what we do.
Not a lot of love for Americans abroad, but there's definitely plenty of love here in South Africa.
It's fantastic. Best atmosphere in the world. Yes. I've never experienced anything like it.
We want to represent the US, and we want to show the world, you know, that we're intense soccer fans. Yeah. We love the game.
South Africa. They've always got smiles.
36-hour flight from Omaha, Nebraska to Johannesburg to see the US of A get it in versus Slovenia.
USA! USA! Let's go, boys! Come on!
monumental, and you try to soak it in as much as you possibly can.
To the byline, Donovan finds United States back in! But there's real belief among the United States supporters now. The flags are waving proudly, stars and stripes forever. Bradley! Yeah, he scored! The United States come from a 2-0 deficit and they score.
When you're on the ground here, there is a wealthy class and there's a very poor class as well, and they kind of live side by side.
Not far from here is a place called Alexandra, which is where some of the poorest of Johannesburg live. And if you walked in amongst the shacks, which are just made of corrugated iron or cardboard, no windows, no electric lighting, no sanitation, you would find people just so happy to welcome the nations of the world into their homes.
Alex is one of the oldest townships. It gave birth to Soweto. It used to be a farm in those days. The owner, he built Alex for his workers.
Hi guys. How are you? How are you?
I'm fine. Hello.
Hi.
Some of them, they do have parents. Most of them, they don't pay. So out of her heart, she's doing the...
My name is Maria Mokuko, and this is Dinogu Daycare. I take children from the street, the other one they stay with me. They come from different places in Alexander. If the school are closed, they just come to my place.
If you're happy and you know, when you really want to show, if you're happy and you know, clap your hands.
Now I've got 47 kids and I haven't got space. This is the classroom for the Nugu Daycare, and it's where at night I use it for my children also. We do the shapes and we do the coloring. I like somebody to help me to make some more toilets and some more heater here because the children are suffering during winter time. 124 kids every day in Tagaladi Daycare. What percentage of the population is HIV positive here? It's very high, about 50% or 60%. place is my son's bedroom. So if a child sick in here in the place, I just take one child to my son's bedroom. The children like to play soccer. We just go outside to the driveway and play some soccer. Yes, they do. They do play soccer.
Okay, we have some sweets here. Definitely had skill. You can tell that they play on cement. They can control the bounce of the ball, fast footwork, and that's what you got to have when you play on the streets. So very skilled players, very skilled.
Yeah, I dream like a player like a Ronaldinho. I used to be Ronaldinho.
Yeah. Let's try it again. There we go.
It's just very humbling and a great experience. Soccer has no boundaries, it has no language. It is a universal language. Although we come from different worlds, we definitely were able to connect and just play soccer out there.
I asked this question to Bishop Tutu. How wise was this to spend 35 billion rand, about $5 billion US, on access roads and stadia, some of which I've turned into white elephants since then. And he turned the biblical verse on me. A man does not live by bread alone. There's something to be said for feeling good, the pride, the unity.
Bafana Bafana up against the 9th ranked France, champions in 1998. Will be a left-footed corner to be taken by Sipiwe Shabalala. It's South Africa's only goal at this World Cup. Played deep to the far post, there it is in the back of the net. South Africa have taken the lead. It's Bonkani Kumalo. Shabalala into the penalty area, opportunity for Masilela. Chance here for Bella. Bella made it two. South Africa are on fire here.
The second goal and then the Uruguay goal. The excitement's definitely building in here. any special connection to South Africa, but we're here. They've been great hosts. Everyone I've met here has been great. We've all been pulling for a win, and it's tough for everybody here.
World Cup. It wasn't simply about soccer, it was about South Africa.
They gave a wonderful account of their country, their culture, their continent, and I think that legacy will last.
But this is the new one. This one is for everybody, you see. This one you must take home to America.
It's humbling, because especially what South Africa has been through politically, for me it makes me think about my grandparents and my parents and everything that everyone has been through, and we're getting to enjoy that with our friends from all over the world.
You can see the potential of this country.
This was a group that the U.S. should advance out of, and it was good, I think, that the public expected them to advance. And so you get to that final game against Algeria, and there was a tremendous amount of pressure. Not just for the individual team, but when a U.S. team goes out there, it's not just about the wins and the losses, it's also about the sport and how it is being viewed back in the United States. And that's a tremendous amount of pressure to be carrying the future of your sport and putting it all into one game.
One, two, three. Viva Algeria! 2 goals. 2-0. Algeria free. USA 0.
1, 2, 3. Viva Algeria! Oh well, I gotta say they can count. That's great.
We've just been assaulted by Algerian fans. They're intrigued by our light skin and red shirts, so they've been all about taking photographs with us.
Good, very good.
Pre-game, it's early. Everybody's kind of happy. Both teams can look to move on.
You can see we're all friends.
Yes, we can! Yes, we can!
Yes, we can! Yes, we can! Yes, we can!
Barack Obama!
We got an Algerian crew over here, we got an American crew here, but people are coming in and out and it's an amazing atmosphere. But we're still gonna win.
His name's Sam, he's very aggressive. Go up, whoa, easy. Want to hear his freedom call? You gotta get really close. Hear that? It's the sound of freedom.
Spent a load of money, took a lot of time off work, got no vacation left for the rest of the year, just to get over here and watch our boys. So pressure's on them today to perform, get us the 3 points and get us to the next round.
If the U.S. had not advanced out of this group, it would have been an incredible disappointment. It would have been a failure. Every one of these opportunities every 4 years is an opportunity for this team and for this sport to show not just the world, but more importantly the United States, that yes, we can compete.
A lot of Algerians, man. I'm surprised how many Algerians are out here.
As important as a match as this was to the United States and U.S. soccer, our national prestige, our national sense of self-worth did not ride on this game. Algeria's, to a large extent, in the day-to-day life of all those millions of people in that country, it did. It mattered that much. An Arab nation carrying the African banner. This was their nation's moment in the global sun.
USA! USA! USA!
We need a victory. Win and we're in.
USA!
is nearer New York than Pretoria, where we are today. A couple of hours, we'll have our answers. Wonderful opportunity, and yes, it's in. Clint Dempsey, but it's going to be disallowed for offside. And the cheers are stilled in the throats of the massive American support here. USA working so hard to try to make something happen. Howard gratefully claims it. Distribution, brilliant. Landon Donovan, there are things on here for the USA. Can they do it here? And Donovan has scored! Oh, can you believe this? Go, go, USA! Oh, it's incredible! Certainly through!
If you'd sent this script out, it would have been sent back in Hollywood. Like, who's going to believe this?
To see that happen, and to recognize the moment and what it represented for soccer and for the nation. At that point, I was a full-on supporter. I might as well have my face painted red, white, and blue.
Football is always a load of emotions, up and down and up and down. We finally finished it. We're in the round of 16.
I'm speechless right now. I'm speechless. It was just mayhem. That's my first international win, but most importantly, we finished on top of the group.
You're looking at a tie and not moving on to winning the group, and the emotions were just, people were crying in our section. It was crazy. It was pandemonium.
Biggest win in U.S. soccer history. The biggest goal in U.S. soccer history by Donovan.
USA! This was tops. Tears in my eyes. There are not words to describe how I felt when he put that in. U.S. fans all around me and everybody just going absolutely mad.
For me to be here on the biggest stage of it all, it's got to be the biggest in the history of my life. Might not have been 1950, but by far the biggest win I've ever been to. It's time to celebrate all night.
Bafana supporters, but for now USA. Well done.
People really felt the need and the excitement to adopt an African team. They were even renamed Bagana Bagana.
This is African time. That's why we're rooting for Ghana. This is Africa. African time. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Ghana wins. Africa wins.
We made the round of 16. Everybody found Lucky's, which is a very hard place to find. I've never been anywhere like this. Cheap beer,
Really nice people. Everybody's having a good time.
We got a Lucky's Butchery over here. You just go in there and you buy your meat. You bring it over here and they throw on the bride for you.
We have all Africa rooting against us, and I think we're still going to go through.
I think it's absolutely huge. We've shown that we belong both in the stands and on the field.
I don't think you will see a more favorable set of stars aligned for the U.S. in a World Cup that were presented for the round of 16.
USA against Ghana.
There was a way for the U.S. to progress.
The only team holding and hoisting the African flag at the moment. The Black Stars of Ghana up against USA, 2010 FIFA World Cup, last 16. The lone man of field is Samuel John. He's the man that brought his page to this time around. Yes, John! John! And John scored! Ghana 2, USA 1.
Great achievement to get to the round of 16. And there'll always be that party that says, if we could have played on the day our best match, it could have gone even further. That's why we're going to have another World Cup.
Ghana qualify for the quarterfinals for the very first time. The only African side left.
Disappointing. I was at the last one. We lost to Ghana again. We could have beaten them. We could have beaten Uruguay. Disappointing.
They fought hard in every single match. They fought to the end in every single match. Even right to the end of that match, we had chances. We just couldn't put it in the net, you know what I mean? What can you do?
You're not guaranteed anything. The team's got to go out there and play. We come out here and support them, and win or lose, you know, you try and have a good time. In 4 years, we're looking forward to going to Brazil, so we got a long road of qualification ahead.
Yes, Ghana!
So new adventures with the same crew and a couple of new people along the way. It should be amazing.
The US fans were amazing, man. They were actually cheering for the team that has never die attitude. It teaches us as fans of the home team to never give up on our team, to keep on experiencing everything.
There's definitely a lot of people like myself that spent every penny to get here and brought a lot of passion in the stadium. Hope that the team headed over the Vuvuzelas, and I hope that we helped push them on a little bit, but I had fun doing what I did.
Go, go, USA! Oh, it's incredible!
And that was again inside the line, carried away on the hand by Suarez. Ghana, who had last team from Africa, left in the tournament, are knocked out in the quarterfinals.
It's once in a lifetime experience. Some of us did not afford to go to other countries, so we're actually very honored to have visitors like the US people.
Arjen Robben, Netherlands now have taken a huge step towards the final of the 2010 World Cup. They've won it for the first time in their history as the 8th country to win the World Cup title.
No, I made friends with Ashwin. I made friends with John. John and Ashwin are from US. And I could even see when the Bafana crashed out of the World Cup, they were broken-hearted. It shows the love that Mandela managed to spread all over.
What a great occasion for South Africa. The World Cup is over, but boy, are we proud as South Africans.
I'm Brian Luchas from Walnut Creek, California. Moon Javade, Chicago, Illinois. Ryan Dunn from Burlington, Vermont. Todd Dolan, San Diego, California.
Jordan Mullenhoff, center mid, Lincoln, Nebraska.
South African Fat Cats, Johannesburg, spotted us 3 goals. And I think we're going to take it, actually.
We want them to come back next time. We'll just score 2 and let them score 5.
I'm coming. All right. No, thanks. So we wish that we can have a good game.
Thank you.
Yeah, go all out and play. One, two, three. USA! What's number 19? 19. Number 19 watching there.
We finally get in the game and Connor gives up a goal on the first shot. Get back.
You'll grind and grind. You'll work so hard. It may be something that is built up with beauty or just absolute ferocity and speed, but there is that moment when all of that work pays off.
LADUMA. When somebody say LADUMA, and it's like it has happened. You have scored or you have achieved.
Every 4 years, we have this opportunity through soccer to bring so many different people together.
What's up, man?
They're good people, and they're okay at soccer. We're a little less okay, I think.
I think a lot of people in all parts of the world look at Team USA as kind of a face of America that they want to see. There's a lot of love and enthusiasm for the idea of the United States taking on this game that the rest of the world plays.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Soccer is a unifier.